Ambassador Yuna stood in the center of the great chamber. The room was huge, bigger than any building she had ever seen on Earth. Above her, the ceiling glowed with soft blue light. All around her sat beings from 47 different worlds. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange that Yuna had to remind herself not to stare. She wore her best uniform, dark blue with gold trim. The flag of Earth was sewn onto her shoulder. Behind her stood 2 security guards, both nervous. This was humanity's first time meeting the Galactic Council. Yuna had practiced her speech 100 times. She wanted everything to be perfect. Speaker Thrax rose from his seat at the center of the chamber. He was tall, made of something that looked like living crystal. Light moved inside his body like water. When he spoke, his voice echoed through the room without any speakers or microphones. Ambassador Yuna of Earth, Thrax said, you have come far to stand before us. Your species has achieved faster than light travel. You have colonized 3 star systems. These are impressive achievements. We have reviewed your application for membership in our council. Yuna felt hope rise in her chest. This was it, the moment that would change human history forever. Earth would join the community of galactic civilizations. She smiled. However, Thrax continued and Yuna's smile faded. We have also studied your history. We have seen your wars. We have watched how you treat your own planet. We have observed how quickly your technology grows. The Council has made its decision. Earth is denied membership. The words hit Yuna like a punch. Around the chamber, alien representatives made sounds of agreement. Some nodded. Others made gestures she did not understand. But the meaning was clear. They had rejected Earth. Why? Yuna asked. Her voice shook. We have come in peace. We want to learn from you. We want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. That is exactly why we must refuse, Thrax said. Humanity is too dangerous, too violent, too unpredictable. You must remain in your home system. You will not expand further into the galaxy. This is our ruling. Later, Thrax met with Yuna in a private room. The crystal being seemed even larger here, away from the crowds. Yuna felt small and angry. I will be honest with you, Thrax said. The Council fears your species. We have seen what you are capable of. You make weapons before you make peace. You destroy before you build. If we let you spread across the galaxy, you will become a threat to everyone. You do not know us, Yuna said. You judge us by our past. But we are changing. We are better than you think. Perhaps, Thrax replied. But we cannot take that risk. I offer you a choice. Accept our oversight. Let us control your expansion. Let us guide your development. Or refuse and face the consequences. What consequences? Yuna asked, though part of her already knew the answer. Thrax was silent for a moment. If you will not accept our guidance, then we must ensure you cannot threaten the galaxy. We will do what is necessary. You would attack us? Yuna could not believe what she was hearing. We came here seeking friendship. And you threaten us with war? Not war, Thrax said. Extinction. It is not personal, Ambassador. It is simply necessary. You may return to Earth. You have 1 month to decide. Yuna left the station in shock. Her ship traveled back toward human space, but her mind kept replaying Thrax's words. Extinction. They were planning to wipe out humanity because they were afraid of what humans might become. Captain. Hyunwoo was flying a cargo ship to Luna Colony when his day changed forever. He was delivering supplies, medical equipment mostly. It was a boring run, one he had made dozens of times. Luna Colony was home to 2.3 million people. It was humanity's first major settlement off Earth. His radar pinged. Unknown contacts. Lots of them. Hyunwoo frowned and adjusted his sensors. The readings made no sense. 20 ships, maybe more, all appearing at once near Luna. Ships that were not human. He opened a communication channel to Luna Colony. Before he could say anything, the alien ships opened fire. Bright beams of energy lanced through space. They hit Luna's protective dome in a dozen places. The dome was strong, built to protect the colony from asteroids and radiation. But it was not built for war. It shattered like glass. Hyunwoo watched in horror as the atmosphere rushed out of Luna Colony. People were pulled into space. Buildings collapsed. Fires started and then died as the oxygen disappeared. In less than 3 minutes, 2.3 million people were dead. He grabbed the controls and started broadcasting on every frequency. Emergency. Attack on Luna Colony. All ships respond. He sent the message to Earth, to Mars, to every human settlement. Then he ran. His cargo ship was not armed. He could not fight 20 warships. He could only escape and warn the others. The alien ships did not chase him. They had done what they came to do. On Earth, Admiral Daejung received Hyunwoo's message in his office. He was a military man, calm and controlled. But as he listened to the description of Luna's destruction, his hands began to shake. His wife was on Luna Colony. His daughter was there too. She was only 8 years old. She had been so excited to live on the moon. She had made him promise to visit soon. The Admiral stood up slowly. He walked to the window and looked up at the sky. Luna was visible, a bright spot in the afternoon light. Except now it was a tomb. His assistant burst into the office. More reports were coming in. The alien fleet was moving toward Earth. 20 ships approaching fast. They were the same ships that destroyed Luna. The Council had made their choice. Admiral Daejung wiped his eyes and turned from the window. Personal grief would have to wait. Earth was in danger. He started giving orders. The Battle of Earth was short and brutal. The alien ships were powerful, with shields and weapons far beyond human technology. But Earth had defenses, satellites armed with missiles, hidden weapon platforms, rail guns designed to shoot down asteroids now aimed at alien vessels. Lieutenant Taemin led Special Forces troops defending the command center in Geneva. Alien soldiers had infiltrated the city, trying to disable Earth's defense systems. The aliens were good fighters, fast and strong. But Taemin's team was better. They knew the streets. They fought with a desperation the aliens could not match. In orbit, human forces threw everything they had at the Council fleet. It was not elegant. It was not sophisticated. It was pure desperation, missiles and bullets and nuclear weapons, anything that could hurt the enemy. The aliens had not expected such fierce resistance. They had thought humans would surrender or die quickly. They were wrong. After 3 hours of fighting, 3 alien ships were destroyed. The rest retreated, damaged and surprised. Earth had survived, but the cost was terrible. The orbital defenses were in ruins. Thousands of soldiers were dead, and Luna Colony was gone forever. That night, Admiral Daejung stood in what was left of the command center. Bodies lay around him, covered with sheets. These were people who had died defending Earth. Good people. Brave people. Captain Hyunwoo was there too, having landed his ship safely. Lieutenant Taemin stood nearby, his armor scarred from battle. A few other officers had gathered. They were the survivors, the ones who would have to decide what happened next. The Council tried to exterminate us, Daejung said quietly. They murdered 2.3 million civilians. They attacked our homeworld without warning. They did this because they were afraid of what we might become. He looked at each person in the room. His eyes were red, but his voice was steady. They wanted to see how dangerous humanity could be. Daejung continued. They thought we were monsters. So I say we show them. We show them exactly what humans are capable of when we are pushed too far. We will build a fleet. We will develop weapons, and we will make them regret the day they came to our system. We will have our revenge, Taemin said. It was not a question. Yes, Daejung replied. And when we are done, the Galactic Council will tremble at the mention of Earth. The next day, Earth went silent. All communications with the outside galaxy stopped. No ships left human space. To the Council, it looked like Earth was dying, slowly fading away. They believed their attack had succeeded. They were wrong. In the darkness of Earth's solar system, something new was being born. Something the galaxy had never seen before. Humanity was preparing for war. 5 years passed. To the Galactic Council, Earth had gone silent. No ships, no messages, no signs of life beyond basic radio signals. The Council believed their mission had succeeded. Humanity was broken, probably dying. They turned their attention to other matters and forgot about the small blue planet. They should have paid more attention. Deep beneath the frozen seas of Titan, Saturn's largest moon, something massive was taking shape. The cavern was enormous, carved out of ice and rock over 5 years of constant work. Inside this hidden space, humans were building something the galaxy had never seen before. Captain Hyunwoo stood on a platform overlooking the construction bay. Below him, the warship ESS Vengeance floated in its dock. The ship was huge, 3 times larger than any vessel humanity had built before. Its hull was dark gray, covered in armor plating. Weapons bristled from every surface. Railguns, missile pods, plasma cannons copied from alien designs. She is beautiful, said Dr. Jia, walking up beside him. The scientist looked tired. She had spent 5 years working almost without rest, developing the weapons and systems that would make this ship deadly. Is she ready? Hyunwoo asked. Yes, the shield system is working. The skip drive missiles are loaded. The Vengeance can fight and win against any council ship. Jia paused. But Hyunwoo, are we ready? Once we start this, there is no going back. Hyunwoo thought about Luna Colony. He remembered watching people die. He remembered the fear and helplessness he had felt. His jaw tightened. They made this choice, not us, he said. We are ready. In another part of the facility, Lieutenant Tae-min was training his team. The Reaper Squad, they called themselves. 30 soldiers, the best fighters humanity could produce. They trained in rooms that simulated alien environments. Rooms with no gravity. Rooms filled with toxic gas. Rooms with radiation that would kill an unprotected human in minutes. Today, they were practicing boarding actions. The simulation was simple. Enter an alien ship. Fight through the crew. Capture or destroy the bridge. Do it all while wearing heavy armor and zero gravity. Taemin watched his team move through the mock-up of an alien corridor. They moved well, covering each other, checking corners. But he saw mistakes. Small things that would get them killed in a real fight. Stop, he called out. The team froze. Corporal Sung-ho, you exposed yourself at that junction. In a real fight, you would be dead. Again, from the beginning. Sung-ho nodded and the team reset. They ran the drill again. And again, and again. Taemin would accept nothing less than perfection. These people would be going into situations with no backup and no second chances. They had to be perfect. Later, one of his soldiers approached him. A young woman named Haewon. She had been a police officer before the war. Lieutenant, she said quietly, what we are planning to do. Attacking their ships. Killing their people. Does that make us terrorists? Taemin looked at her for a long moment. It was a good question. An important question. He had asked himself the same thing many times. The council came to our home without warning, he said. They murdered 2.3 million civilians. They tried to exterminate our entire species. We are not terrorists, Haewon. We are survivors. And we are going to make sure this never happens again. In her laboratory, Dr. Jia was having doubts of her own. She stood in front of a display showing her latest creation, the skip drive missile. It was brilliant and terrible at the same time. Regular missiles could be stopped by shields. The energy barriers that protected alien ships would detonate the warhead before it reached the hull. But Jia had solved that problem. Her missiles could jump through space, appearing inside the shields, inside the ships. The destruction would be catastrophic. She had also studied the wreckage of council ships from the Battle of Earth. She learned something important. Most council species had never fought a total war. They came from peaceful worlds. Their weapons were designed to disable, not destroy. Their shields were strong against energy weapons, but weak against solid projectiles. This knowledge gave humanity an advantage. But it also troubled Jia. The Council had feared humanity's violent nature. Now she was proving them right. She was creating weapons designed to kill as efficiently as possible. Admiral Daejung found her in the lab late one night. She was staring at her designs, lost in thought. Having second thoughts? He asked. We are becoming exactly what they feared, Jia said. Dangerous, violent. We are building weapons that will kill thousands. Maybe millions. Is this really what we want to be? Daejung was quiet for a moment. 5 years had changed him. He looked older, harder. The grief of losing his family had turned into something cold and focused. I did not choose this path, he said. They chose it when they attacked Luna. We tried peace. We tried friendship. They answered with genocide. Now we do what we must to survive. Your weapons will save human lives. Remember that. And alien lives we take? Jia asked. Are worth less than human lives lost at Luna. Daejung replied. His voice was hard. I am sorry if that sounds cruel. But those are the choices we face. Save our species or worry about the enemy's feelings. I know which I choose. Ambassador Yuna had not been idle during these 5 years. She had maintained secret contact with alien factions who opposed the Council's decision to attack Earth. It was dangerous work. If the Council discovered these communications, her contacts would be killed. But the risk was worth it. Through these contacts, Yuna learned valuable information. The Council believed Earth was finished. They had moved most of their fleet to deal with other problems. More importantly, she discovered where their main fleet assembly point was located. the Helix Nebula, a vast cloud of gas and dust where the Council was gathering ships for some other military operation. 47 warships all in one place. It was the perfect target. Yuna brought this information to Admiral De Jung. They met in his office, a small room with maps of the galaxy covering every wall. "This is it," De Jung said, looking at the star charts. "This is where we strike first. The Helix Nebula. We hit them hard, show them we are not defeated, show them that humanity is dangerous." 47 ships, Admiral, Yuna said. "We only have 20. Many of those Council vessels are larger and more powerful than ours." "Numbers are not everything," De Jung replied. "They have better technology. But we have something they lack. We know how to fight. We know how to hate. That will make the difference." Yuna felt uneasy. She had worked for peace once. Now she was helping plan an attack that would kill thousands. But she also remembered Luna. She remembered the faces of the colonists she had met. Good people. Dead people. The Council had done that. "When do we leave?" she asked quietly. 1 week, De Jung said. "The fleet is ready. The crews are trained. It is time to remind the galaxy that humanity exists." 7 days later, the Retribution fleet gathered in space beyond Saturn. 20 warships, each one a testament to human determination and anger. The ESS Vengeance led the formation, with Captain Hyunwoo at the helm. Behind it came the ESS Retribution, ESS Justice, ESS Luna's Memory, and 16 others. Each ship carried a crew ready to fight, ready to die if necessary. Admiral De Jung stood on the bridge of the Vengeance. Around him, officers worked at their stations, checking weapons and shields. The mood was tense but focused. Everyone knew what they were about to do. De Jung activated the fleet-wide communication system. His face appeared on screens throughout every ship. 5 years ago, the Galactic Council came to our home, he began. They did not come in peace. They did not come to talk. They came to exterminate us. They murdered 2.3 million people at Luna Colony. They attacked Earth. They tried to wipe humanity from the galaxy. He paused, letting the words sink in. They failed. We survived. And now we answer. Not with words, not with diplomacy, but with action. Today we strike at the heart of their fleet. We show them that humanity is not defeated. We show them that we remember what they did. And we show them that there is a price for attacking Earth. Across the fleet, thousands of crew members listened. Some were afraid. Some were angry. All were determined. We may not all come back, De Jung continued. The enemy is strong, but we are stronger, because we fight for our homes, for our families, for the 2.3 million souls who cannot fight anymore. Today, the galaxy learns what happens when you try to destroy humanity. Today, we make them regret ever hearing the name Earth. He gave the order. 20 ships activated their faster-than-light drives. Space bent around them and they vanished. Destination: the Helix Nebula. Mission: revenge. The war had begun. The Helix Nebula was beautiful. Clouds of purple and blue gas stretched across thousands of kilometers. Stars were being born in those clouds, their light making the whole region glow. It was a peaceful place far from any inhabited worlds. That peace was about to end. The Council fleet hung in space near the nebula. 47 warships arranged in a defensive formation. They were magnificent vessels, each one a work of art. Smooth hulls that reflected the nebula's light, shields that shimmered like soap bubbles. These ships represented the power of 47 different civilizations. On the flagship, Speaker Thrax stood looking at the view screens. The crystal being was pleased. The fleet was gathering for an expedition to deal with pirates in the outer sectors. It was routine work. The Council had not faced a real threat in centuries. His communications officer, a small furry creature from the Kelvar worlds, approached him. "Speaker, we are detecting unusual readings at the edge of sensor range." "What kind of readings?" Thrax asked, not particularly concerned. "Ships emerging from faster-than-light travel. 20 contacts. Unknown configuration." Thrax turned to look at the officer. 20 unknown ships appearing together meant a fleet. That was unusual. He was about to order a standard greeting when his tactical display lit up with warnings. The unknown ships were accelerating. Not toward a safe meeting distance. They were charging directly at the Council fleet at full speed. "Identify those vessels," Thrax ordered. His voice remained calm, but he felt the first stirring of worry. The communications officer worked frantically at her console. Then she looked up, her fur standing on end in fear. "Speaker, they are broadcasting identification codes. Human vessels." From Earth. For a moment, Thrax could not process what he was hearing. Earth? Humanity was supposed to be extinct. The attack 5 years ago should have finished them. All ships, battle formation, Thrax commanded. Raise shields. Prepare to— He never finished the sentence. The human fleet opened fire. Captain Hyunwoo watched the tactical display on the bridge of the ESS Vengeance. The Council ships were moving into a defensive formation. Too slow, too predictable. Just like Dr. Jia had said. They did not understand how to fight a real war. All ships fire skip-drive missiles, he ordered. From 20 human warships, missiles launched. They flew for a few seconds, then vanished. The Council crews saw the missiles disappear and thought their shields had worked. They were wrong. The missiles had jumped through space. They reappeared inside the Council ships, past all the shields and armor. The explosions were catastrophic. 3 Council warships simply ceased to exist, blown apart from the inside. 4 more were crippled, venting atmosphere and debris. The Battle of Helix Nebula had begun and humanity had drawn first blood. Aboard Thrax's flagship, chaos erupted. Alarms screamed. Officers shouted reports. 7 ships destroyed or disabled in the first 10 seconds of combat. It was impossible. It was a nightmare. Return fire. Thrax roared. All ships engage the enemy. The Council fleet responded. Energy beams lanced out toward the human ships. The weapons were powerful, designed to disable enemy vessels with precision. They hit the human shields and were absorbed. The human ships kept coming. Admiral Dae-jung watched from his command post on the Vengeance. The battle was unfolding exactly as he had planned. The Council ships were powerful, but they fought like they were on a training exercise. Careful, measured, trying to disable rather than destroy. Humanity fought differently. They fought to kill. All ships enter the nebula, Dae-jung ordered. Use the gas clouds for cover. The human fleet plunged into the dense clouds of the Helix Nebula. The gas interfered with sensors, making it hard to track targets. But the humans had trained for this. They used the clouds like a predator uses shadows, appearing and disappearing, striking and vanishing. The ESS Retribution emerged from a cloud bank directly beside a Council cruiser. At point-blank range, it fired its railguns. Solid metal slugs accelerated to tremendous speeds. The Council ship's shields, designed to stop energy weapons, might as well have been paper. The slugs punched through the hull, tearing the ship apart. Another Council ship tried to flee. The ESS Justice pursued it, missiles streaming from its launch tubes. The Council captain attempted to surrender, broadcasting on all frequencies. The human ship did not respond. The missiles struck home, no mercy. No prisoners. This was not a battle. It was an execution. Lieutenant Taemin and the Reaper squad waited in the assault shuttle attached to the Vengeance. They watched the battle on their displays, waiting for their moment. Reaper squad, you are go, came the order from Captain Hyunwoo. Target is the Council flagship. Thrax is on that ship. Bring him to justice. Understood, Taemin replied. He looked at his team. 30 faces hidden behind helmets. You know the mission. Get in, get to the bridge, capture or kill the target. Move out. The assault shuttle detached and raced toward Thrax's flagship. The big Council vessel was trying to retreat, its shields flickering under repeated human attacks. The shuttle flew straight at it, too small and fast for the damaged ship to target effectively. The shuttle struck the hull and magnetic clamps locked it in place. Cutting torches flared to life, burning through the armor. 30 seconds later, the Reaper squad poured into the Council flagship. The Council crew had not been trained for boarding actions. Most of them were scientists and technicians, not soldiers. They fled before the humans, abandoning their posts. But as Taemin's team reached the main corridor leading to the bridge, they encountered resistance. Thrax's personal guards, the Vantor warriors, 10 of them, each standing 3 meters tall, covered in thick armor that looked like stone. The first Vantor charged. Taemin dove to the side and fired his weapon. The explosive rounds hit the warrior's chest but barely slowed it down. The creature swung a massive arm trying to crush him. Taemin rolled away and came up firing at the joints in the armor. That worked better. The Vantor fell, its leg damaged. Around him, his team engaged the other guards. The fight was brutal. The Vantor were strong and tough, but they were slow. The humans were faster, working together, targeting weak points. One by one, the guards fell. The last Vantor died protecting the bridge door. Taemin placed explosive charges on the door and his team took cover. The blast tore the door open. The Reaper squad rushed inside. Speaker Thrax stood in the center of the bridge, The crystal being still maintained his dignity, even in defeat. Around him his crew cowered, unarmed and terrified. "You are Lieutenant Taman," Thrax said calmly. "I recognize you from our intelligence files." "You survived the attack on Earth." "I did," Taman replied. His weapon was pointed at Thrax's chest. "You are under arrest for the murder of 2.3 million humans at Luna Colony." "Arrest?" Thrax made a sound that might have been laughter. "There will be no trial. You came here for revenge, not justice. So kill me and be done with it. Prove that the Council was right to fear you." Taman felt anger surge through him. This being had ordered the destruction of Luna, had murdered millions, had tried to exterminate humanity. It would be so easy to pull the trigger. So satisfying. But then he thought about what Dr. Gia had said, about becoming monsters, about proving the Council right. "No," Taman said quietly. "You will stand trial. You will answer for what you did, and the galaxy will see that humans understand justice even when we have been wronged." He gestured to his team. 2 soldiers moved forward and placed restraints on Thrax. The speaker did not resist. Outside, the battle was ending. Of the 47 Council ships, only 3 managed to escape into faster-than-light travel. The rest were destroyed or captured. Human losses were light. 2 ships damaged but repairable. Less than 200 casualties. Captain Hunwoo stood on the bridge of the Vengeance looking at the debris field. Wreckage floated everywhere. Escape pods drifted among the ruins carrying survivors. Over 12,000 Council personnel were dead. He felt no joy in the victory. Just emptiness. Luna was still gone. Those 2.3 million people were still dead. This battle changed nothing except adding more death to the total. Ambassador Yuna was monitoring communications from the Vengeance. In the hours after the battle, messages poured in from across Council space. Fear, anger, panic. The Council had believed humanity was destroyed. Now they knew the truth, but there was something else in the messages. Some Council members had opposed the attack on Earth. They had been overruled by Thrax and the hardliners. Now those dissenting voices were speaking up, calling for peace talks. Admiral Dae-jung listened to Yuna's report. Then he made a decision. He ordered a message broadcast across all Council frequencies. His face appeared on screens throughout the galaxy. Behind him, the debris of the Council fleet floated in space. "I am Admiral Dae-jung of Earth," he began. 5 years ago, you came to our home. You murdered our families. You tried to destroy our species. Today, you learned that we survived. Today, you learned that humans do not forget." He paused, letting the words sink in across 1,000 worlds. This is not a negotiation. This is not a warning. This is a promise. Every species that participated in the attack on Earth will answer for it. Those who opposed the attack have nothing to fear from us, but those who raised weapons against Luna Colony should look to their defenses, because humanity is coming, and we do not forgive. The combined fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel at the edge of Earth's solar system. 20 human warships flying alongside 15 Silurian vessels. It was a sight no one had ever expected to see. Ancient enemies fighting together. Captain Hyunwoo stood on the bridge of the ESS Vengeance looking at the tactical display. The Genesis weapon was there, moving slowly toward Earth's sun. Around it, 30 Council warships formed a protective screen. Ships from the Kelvar, Terex, and other species who wanted humanity destroyed. Admiral Dae-jung opened a communication channel with the Silurian commander. On his screen appeared a being that looked like water given form and consciousness. "Commander Nira," Dae-jung said. "Your ships are ready?" "We are, Admiral," Nira replied. Her voice sounded like waves on a shore. "My people opposed this weapon from the start. We will not allow it to be used. But I must ask, after this is done, will you honor the ceasefire?" Dae-jung was silent for a moment. It was a fair question. The Silurians were risking their ships and lives to help Earth. They deserved an honest answer. "If you fight with us today," he said slowly, "if you help save Earth, then yes, we will talk peace. But the species responsible for Luna Colony must still answer for what they did." "That is acceptable," Nira said. "Justice and vengeance are not the same thing." "We understand the difference, do you?" Before Dae-jung could answer, the Council fleet detected their presence. Alarms sounded across both fleets. The battle was about to begin. "All ships," Dae-jung ordered. "Target the Genesis weapon. We must destroy it before it reaches activation range of the sun." The combined fleet charged forward. The Council ships moved to intercept. Energy beams lanced through space. Missiles streaked between vessels. The battle for Sol had begun. It was chaos. The largest space battle in galactic history. Dozens of ships maneuvering, firing, trying to gain advantage. The human ships used their aggressive tactics, charging close and hitting hard. The Silurian vessels were more graceful, using their superior shields to protect the human ships while their weapons picked off Council vessels. Captain Hyun-woo pushed the Vengeance forward, heading straight for the Genesis weapon. 3 Council ships moved to block him. He did not slow down. Skip-drive missiles launched, appearing inside the enemy ships. 2 exploded immediately. The 3rd took heavy damage but kept fighting. "Lieutenant Tae-min," Hyun-woo called over the communication system. "We need you. That weapon must be disabled manually. Standard assault mission." In the assault bay, Tae-min and the Reaper squad were already suited up. They had been waiting for this order. 30 soldiers ready to do the impossible one more time. "You heard the captain," Tae-min said to his team. "This is it. The big one. We board that weapon platform, disable it, and save Earth. Simple." Corporal Sung-ho laughed nervously. Nothing about this mission was simple. The Genesis weapon was massive, probably heavily defended, and if they failed, Earth would die. "No pressure," Sung-ho muttered. Officer Hae-won checked her weapon one more time. She had asked Tae-min if they were terrorists. Now she knew the answer. They were whatever they needed to be to protect Earth. The assault shuttle launched from the Vengeance. It raced through the battle, dodging weapons fire and debris. 2 Silurian ships moved to escort it, their shields absorbing hits meant for the small shuttle. The Genesis weapon was enormous. It looked like a huge sphere covered in strange symbols that glowed with purple light. Tae-min could feel the power radiating from it even through his suit. This thing could kill a star, could kill billions. The shuttle slammed into the weapon's hull. Magnetic locks engaged. Cutting torches flared. The Reaper squad poured through the breach. Inside, they found resistance. Not just guards, but automated defenses. Energy turrets tracked their movements. Combat robots emerged from side corridors. The Reaper squad fought their way forward, losing soldiers with every meter gained. Sung-ho went down first, hit by a turret. Then 3 others fell in a robot ambush. But the rest pressed on. They had trained for this, trained to keep moving no matter the cost. Tae-min reached the control center. Inside he found not a crew but a single operator. A Kelvar admiral, the same species that had destroyed Luna Colony. The admiral stood at a control console, his golden fur matted with sweat. His hands moved over controls, guiding the weapon closer to activation range. The admiral looked up as Tae-min entered. He smiled, showing sharp teeth. "You are too late, human," the admiral said. "The weapon is charging. In 10 minutes it will activate. Your son will die, Earth will die, and the galaxy will finally be safe from your kind." Tae-min raised his weapon. It would be so easy. One shot and the admiral would be dead. Justice for Luna. Justice for all the lives lost. But Dr. Jia's words echoed in his mind. About becoming monsters. About proving the Council right. "Step away from the console," Tae-min ordered. "Or what?" the admiral challenged. "You will kill me? Go ahead." "It changes nothing. The weapon will still activate." "Last warning," Tae-min said. The admiral lunged for the activation controls. Tae-min fired, but not to kill. The shot hit the admiral's arm, spinning him away from the console. The Kelvar fell, clutching his wounded limb. Tae-min rushed to the console. The controls were alien, complex. He had no idea how to shut it down. Behind him, Hae-won entered the room. "I cannot figure this out," Tae-min said. "We need Dr. Jia. Get her on the communication line." Seconds later, Jia's voice came through his helmet. "I am looking at your suit camera," she said quickly. "That symbol there, the red one. That is the activation sequence. You need to interrupt it. But carefully. If you force a shutdown, the weapon might explode." "How much time?" Tae-min asked. 7 minutes until full activation. Move slowly. Follow my instructions exactly." For 6 agonizing minutes, Tae-min followed Jia's guidance. Touching controls. Entering commands. The weapon's humming grew louder, then quieter. The purple glow faded to dim blue. "Done," Jia said finally. "The weapon is disabled. Earth is safe." Tae-min slumped against the console. They had done it. Earth would survive. He looked at the wounded Kelvar admiral, the being who would have murdered billions without hesitation. Tae-min could kill him now. Call it justice. But instead he activated his communication device. "We have a prisoner for trial," he said. the admiral responsible for operating the Genesis weapon. He will answer for his crimes properly. Outside, the battle was ending. The Council forces, seeing their ultimate weapon disabled, began to surrender. Some ships fled. Others accepted the ceasefire offered by Commander Nira. The cost had been high. 6 human ships were destroyed. 12 Silurian vessels were lost. Over 40,000 dead on both sides. But Earth had survived. Captain Hyunwoo broadcast a message across all frequencies. His face was tired but determined. To all Council forces, he began, "We came here to stop a weapon of mass destruction. A weapon that would have killed billions of innocent people. Today, humans and Silurians fought together to preserve life, not to destroy it. Let this be a message to the galaxy. Humanity is capable of great violence, yes. We proved that at Helix Nebula. But we are also capable of mercy. We are capable of choosing life over death. We had the power to destroy you, the justification, the opportunity. But we chose to be better than you feared." 6 months passed. The Galactic Council met again, but this time the meeting was different. 7 species had withdrawn completely, unable to accept peace with humanity. 15 remained neutral, watching and waiting. But 23 species, led by the Silurians, voted to extend full membership to Earth. Admiral Daejung and Ambassador Yuna stood before the Council. The chamber was the same one where Yuna had been rejected 5 years earlier. But everything had changed. Commander Nira spoke for the Silurian faction. 5 years ago, this council made a terrible mistake, she said. We tried to destroy Earth because we feared what humanity might become. Our fear created the very threat we sought to prevent. We attacked first, without provocation, without mercy. 2.3 million humans died at Luna Colony. Thousands more died defending Earth. For that, we offer our formal apology and reparations. She turned to look directly at Daejung. Humanity had every right to seek vengeance, Nira continued. You had the power to destroy us utterly. But when we offered peace, when we offered to help save your world, you accepted. You showed us that humans understand the difference between justice and revenge. You proved that you can be trusted as partners in this galaxy. Admiral Daejung stepped forward. He looked older than he had 5 years ago. The war had aged him. But his voice was strong. We did not come seeking revenge, he said. But it was forced upon us. We did not want to become warriors. But survival demanded it. The species responsible for Luna Colony will still face justice. There will be trials. There will be accountability. But we will not wage war on innocents. We will not punish entire civilizations for the crimes of their leaders. He paused, looking around the chamber. The galaxy has a choice, Daejung continued. See us as the monsters you feared and we will have endless war. Or see us as partners who understand the cost of peace because we paid the price of war. Choose wisely, the Council voted. Earth was accepted as a full member. The war was over. 1 year later, Admiral Daejung stood at the memorial on Luna Colony. The settlement had been rebuilt, where 2.3 million people had died. The emergency session of the Galactic Council was chaotic. Representatives from 47 species gathered on Aegis Prime, a fortress world far from any human presence. The massive chamber that usually echoed with calm debate now rang with shouting and accusations. The Kelvar representative, a tall being with golden fur, slammed his hand on his podium. His species had led the attack on Luna Colony 5 years ago. The humans must be destroyed completely, he declared. We should have finished the job 5 years ago. Now we must mobilize every ship, every weapon. We must strike at Earth itself and burn that world to ash. Many representatives made sounds of agreement. But not all. The Silurian ambassador, a graceful being that looked like flowing water, rose to speak. More violence will only breed more violence, she said. My people opposed the attack on Earth from the beginning. We warned that it would create the very threat we feared. Now humanity is striking back. Can we blame them? We murdered millions of their people without provocation. They are animals, the Kelvar representative shouted. They attack without mercy. They refuse to accept surrender. They are proving that we were right to fear them. We taught them to be animals, the Silurian ambassador replied quietly. We showed them that in this galaxy mercy is weakness. Now they are acting accordingly. A third voice joined the debate, the Terex representative, an ancient being that rarely spoke. When it did speak, others listened. There is another option, the Terex said slowly. In our ancient vaults, we keep weapons from the old wars. Weapons we swore never to use again. The Genesis devices. They can destroy an entire star system. We could end the human threat permanently. Silence fell over the chamber. The Genesis weapons were legendary, terrible. They had been banned for thousands of years after the devastation they caused in ancient conflicts. You would use planet killers? The Silurian ambassador asked in horror. That would make us worse than anything we accuse the humans of being. It would make us survivors, the Kelvar representative said. I support this plan. The humans have shown they cannot be reasoned with. We end this threat now before they spread further. The council voted. It was close, but the hardliners won. A Genesis weapon would be activated and sent to Earth's sun. Within weeks of activation, the star would become unstable and destroy everything in the system. Earth would be gone. Humanity would be finished. While the council debated, Earth's retribution fleet continued its campaign. Captain Hyunwoo led raids on Kelvar supply stations. The attacks were precise and brutal. He would broadcast a warning giving civilians time to evacuate. Then he would destroy the military installations completely. One such raid targeted Kelvar Prime itself, the homeworld of the species that had led the Luna attack. The ESS Vengeance and 4 escort ships appeared in orbit. Hyunwoo opened a communication channel to the planet's surface. People of Kelvar Prime, he announced. 5 years ago, your military leaders ordered the destruction of Luna Colony. 2.3 million humans died. Today, we return that lesson. You have 2 hours to evacuate the military district of your capital city. After that, it will be destroyed. The Kelvar government declared it a bluff. They ordered their people to ignore the warning. But the civilians were not stupid. They fled the capital's military district in massive crowds, clogging the streets. Exactly 2 hours later, railgun fire rained down from orbit. The military command center, the weapons factories, the fleet headquarters, all were reduced to rubble. Thousands of buildings were destroyed, but because the civilians had evacuated, deaths were minimal. Hyunwoo watched the destruction from his bridge. He felt sick. This was not what he had signed up for when he joined Earth's space service. He had wanted to explore, to discover, not to rain fire on cities, but Luna Colony had given him no choice. Those 2.3 million people deserved justice, even if that justice came at a terrible price. Aboard the Vengeance, tensions were rising. Dr. Jia had been monitoring the intelligence reports. She knew about the Council's internal debates. She knew some species wanted peace, but the raids continued regardless. She found Lieutenant Tae-min in the training bay. He was running combat drills alone, pushing himself hard. We need to talk, Jia said. Tae-min stopped and looked at her. Sweat covered his face. He looked tired. They all look tired these days. What is it? He asked. This campaign. These raids. We are becoming the very thing the Council feared. We are proving them right. Taemin's expression hardened. They had this argument before. They attacked us first, he said. Every raid prevents them from recovering. Every strike keeps Earth safe. What would you have us do? Forgive them? Forget Luna? No, Jia replied. But some Council species oppose the attack on Earth. The Silurians, for example. They voted against the Luna operation. They tried to stop it. Yet we treat all Council members as enemies. Because they are all part of the same system, Tae-min said. They stood by while Luna burned. Their inaction makes them guilty. By that logic, every human is responsible for every crime any human has ever committed, Jia countered. We cannot punish entire civilizations for the crimes of their leaders. Their argument was interrupted by Ambassador Yuna, rushing into the training bay. Her face was pale with fear. I need to speak with Admiral Dae-jung immediately, she said. The Council has authorized use of a Genesis weapon. They are sending it to our solar system, to Earth. Admiral Dae-jung listened to Yuna's report in his private quarters. His face showed no emotion, but inside he felt ice spreading through his veins. A Genesis weapon. A device that could destroy Earth's sun and everything around it. How long do we have? He asked. The device is being transported under heavy guard. It will reach our solar system in approximately 6 days. Once activated, it will take another 3 weeks to destabilize the sun. But we cannot stop it with our current forces. The escort fleet is too large. Dae-jung walked to the window. Outside, stars stretched in every direction. Somewhere out there was Earth, his home. The only human world left after Luna's destruction. What are our options? He asked. Yuna hesitated. She knew he would not like what she had to say. The Silurians have contacted me, she said. They opposed the Genesis weapon decision. They are willing to help us stop it, but only if we agree to an immediate ceasefire and peace negotiations. Help from the enemy, Daejung said bitterly. Help from allies we could have had, Yuna corrected gently. Not all council species are our enemies, Admiral. The Silurians tried to prevent the attack on Luna. They have been pushing for peace since Helix Nebula. Now they are offering to risk their own ships to save Earth. Daejung closed his eyes. 5 years of planning, 5 years of building weapons and training soldiers, 5 years of nursing his hatred and grief, all leading to this moment. He could refuse the Silurian offer. He could take the fleet to Earth and fight alone. They might lose. Earth might die. But at least they would die fighting, unbowed and uncompromised. Or he could accept help from the very organization that had tried to exterminate humanity. He could make peace with those who had stood by while Luna burned. It was the hardest decision of his life. He called an emergency meeting. Captain Hyunwoo, Lieutenant Taemin, Dr. Jia, and Ambassador Yuna gathered in the conference room. Daejung explained the situation. We have 6 hours to decide, he said. Accept Silurian help and agree to peace talks, or face the Genesis weapon alone. Hyunwoo spoke first. The captain looked exhausted. The raids had taken their toll on him. We have to accept, he said. Earth's survival must come before our pride, before our revenge. If we let Earth die because we were too stubborn to accept help, then Luna's dead die for nothing. Taemin disagreed strongly. It is a trap, he said. They will betray us. The moment we lower our guard, they will strike. We should trust our weapons and our will to fight. Dr. Jia pulled up data on her tablet. I have run the calculations, she said. Without Silurian help, we have less than a 5% chance of stopping the Genesis weapon. With their help, the odds rise to 60%. Mathematically, the choice is clear. Ambassador Yuna spoke last. Her voice was soft but firm. The Council tried to destroy us because they feared what we might become, she said. Violent, unforgiving, a threat to everyone. If we refuse this alliance, if we choose revenge over survival, we prove they were right to fear us. We prove that humanity cannot be trusted. Is that the legacy we want? Daejung looked at each of them. Then he looked at a photograph on the wall. It showed Luna Colony before the attack. His wife and daughter stood in the foreground, smiling. What would they want him to do? Would they want him to save Earth, even if it meant working with the enemy? Or would they want him to fight to the bitter end? He knew the answer. His wife had always believed in second chances. His daughter had been studying to be a diplomat like Ambassador Yuna. Contact the Silurians, he said quietly. Tell them we accept their help. But make it clear. One betrayal, one hint of treachery, and we will destroy them along with the rest of the Council. Ambassador Yuna nodded and left to send the message. Taemin looked angry but said nothing. Hyunwoo looked relieved. Dr. Jia began calculating what resources they would need. Admiral Daejung remained in his chair, staring at the photograph. He had made his choice. Now they would see if it was the right one.